It's time for me to talk about something that's very important to me, and that is tennis. Not playing tennis, but watching tennis. But not just watching tennis, but like, of course, following the score and seeing who wins, but then also getting into the statistics of tennis and specifically within the match. And my enjoyment of this has been severely hampered, in fact, completely dashed this year by the on-screen graphics at the ATP tournaments. This isn't for the women's, it's just for the men's tournament. I'm going to put it here. This is what we see at the end of the match. You see he comes up here, animates in, you think, oh, that's a nice animation, it's looking good, and then you get the statistics that you normally need. Here, blue and white, I think it's because it's a 500-point tournament. I think it's white and yellow and grey at the 1000 tournament, and yeah, so it's pretty good, but in fact, this is awful. And at first I thought it was just one of the broadcasters, like just on Sky when I was watching it, and I was like, oh no, it isn't, this is for everyone. And then I thought, oh, maybe it's just this tournament at the start of the year, but no, this has continued all the way through the tournament so far, and I'm really nervous that this is going to be the way that they're going to present the on-screen statistics at the end, and it's awful. Now, it may not look too bad, but I think it's time for me to go point by point what is actually really bad about this displaying of match statistics. First of all, I'm just going to fill my screen with my camera here. First of all, we've got this colour scheme, blue and white. Not too bad, not too bad. Like I say, it's different at different tournaments, but then this blue is not a very great contrast, especially at a distance when I'm sitting away from the TV or from my laptop screen watching here. This blue, not really great contrast at the back there. However, what's worst about the colour scheme isn't that it's just a bit blur, it's that you need to know the colour scheme for you to be able to understand what's going on with these statistics. For example, Nadal here is in blue, not throughout the entire match. Normally his name is down here in the bottom corner when the scores are displayed in white, but then at the end they're like, we're going to change. One of their names is going to become blue at this point, or a different colour, and it's not the same match by match. It's not like Nadal is always in blue, so you always know he is, and then, you know, Federer's always in pink or green or whatever. No, it's got nothing to do with what they're wearing. It's just like one of them's going to be white, one of them's going to be blue, and it's different each time. So let's go in here. Then what we have is Nadal. You think, okay, so Nadal, the score's in white, but what you must not get caught out with is that these white numbers, this is the only time that Nadal has numbers next to his name which mean anything to him, which is going to be white. I think that's the idea anyway. So then you come down here and you go, okay, what's this graphic? First serve in. And you're like, okay, 60%, 57, but you must have already at this point looked at this top corner to understand, okay, which one is the one in blue, which one is the one in white. Then you look down here and then you go, okay, and if you haven't done that and the first thing that you look at is just directly in the middle of the screen, you're like, okay, this is a good start. But to follow this graph, if you haven't already known who is there, you've got to go like this. You've got to go, okay, the blue line is here. What does the blue line? The blue line is 68%. What would be really nice if this number was over about here, but they don't put it here, they put it in the middle. And it's the bigger number, but they put it underneath the smaller number. What is going on there? So then you go, okay, so the longer line that goes all further around to 100% complete circle, that is the higher number, but it's lower down. Okay, so then you go, well, that's blue and 68%. It means first serves one, so then you look back up here, and then you look down here. I guess this is the way to do it. And Nadal is over on the right here, and Dutra Silva's on the left, but it's not important which way round they are for this graph, that Dutra Silva is on the left and Nadal is on the right. It actually means, okay, that the bottom number goes to the right and left and blue, and the top number, which is the lower number, goes to the left, who is the loser of the match on the left, whereas up here he's the top. Yeah, okay. So then you go, okay, that would be okay. However, I realize something on this next graph. What's going on with this one here? You've got, okay, white is Dutra Silva, blue is Nadal, and then you look here in the middle and you go, which one's which? It would be okay if they used a color coordination to tell which one is which. Nadal's numbers always in blue, except up here, where they should be in blue, but they put them in white. And then in the middle of the graphs, here they get it right. Yeah, okay, unforced errors, 19 to 18. So this doesn't really mean anything because it's pretty much 50-50, but we know which one is Nadal's because it's here on the right and blue. But here, you're thinking total win. Well, of course Nadal is going to get 23 winners and stuff, but you just go, just colour it in properly. But then you go, okay, so Nadal's numbers are always in blue, and Dutra Silva's are always in white. For this match, Nadal might be a different colour in the next match, until you go down to these other ones down here at the bottom. Dutra Silva it's all black, and all these text are black as well, so then you can't just look at a series of numbers and just know who it is by the position on screen. I mean, you kind of do because it's over here, but maybe it'll change, but we don't know because now the numbers are a different colour and the names aren't white and blue anymore. It's just going, we're just going to go black all the way down here at the bottom is all just going to be black. The color scheme is awful, especially when it's not consistent. This should be blue, and here is just an error. That should be blue too. Absolutely awful. It gets worse. As you can see, it's already quite difficult to understand what's going on because you need to know the color schemes, except sometimes the color schemes don't work. But then you go across here, you're going, okay, so here, up and down. So Dutcher Silva up, Nadal down. Here, Nadal down and inside and below, and then over here he's right and left. So just in these first part here, we've got above and below, but inside and outside, and then left and right. Now down here we've got left and right, above and below, and left and right over here, and then this box in the middle. What's going on here? Because you've got above and below, but then breakpoints it says here. That should really be above here, because this is where it's saying breakpoint. This is where the breakpoints are. But here the number is in front of the name, and here the numbers are after the name, and then the totals are in front of what you're doing. It should be set 1, set 2, and then the match, and then you understand that these are this. But actually, what you're doing here is this is the total of them, but 0 and 1 is 1, and 2 and 3 is 5, and you're just going, I'm just looking at this going, which way round does the English language work? Are they suddenly just going, and then of course a different colour scheme down here at the bottom, because you've got like these big thin numbers and the smaller numbers, the all capitals here, and then here you've got grey boxes going on. I don't even understand what's going on here. And that's just at the end of the match. There's another graphic that comes up in the middle after each set which shows when the break points are. When you just go, what the hell is that? What is going on? What does that mean? And then you go, okay, so Dutcher Silva, 0 out of 0 break points, and Nadal is here. So this line doesn't even match up in between. So it's not like Dutcher Silva is over here and Nadal is down here, because those are the break points, but they can only win break points in the other person's serve. So then you realize, oh, dark grey is the times when Dutcher Silva was serving, because you're going, oh, it was 6-1 here in the first set, and now there's 7 bits of boxes here. So all the time you're just looking at this, and literally every single time I see this graphic, I'm just going, what are those things? Is it a white number? Apparently, if they get if they get a break point and they don't get it, it's a number in a little box. But Nadal only did them, so it's like it doesn't even say what this would normally look like if Nadal wasn't as good as he is on clay. It gets even worse. Look at this. You think, okay, there's some pretty good animation in here. Yeah, nice animation, looking good. But then you're thinking, why am I looking at this animation? Here at the start, you go, okay, they've gone to the shot where it's a static shot. You go, this is where the statistics are going to come up. The animation comes in, it goes like this. How long? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. About 8 seconds worth to go from the animation, the statistics out there, to go all the way through this animation, and then you've got this little cool thing here which you go, I can understand what they're doing now. To make it easier to understand what's going on, you actually get this little animation where it goes bloop, and it kind of just goes, and you think, oh, that's it. This little bloop of going up here. This could be really handy to see which one's which. Bloop. Bloop. But you know what would be even more handy for me to understand this godforsaken graphic that you're putting up? Don't animate anything for 8 seconds, just give it to me 8 seconds more. And then in the middle you go, okay, so here we go between them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you go, okay, probably about another 6, 7, 8 seconds to go on there as well. But they're only up for about 12 seconds here in total is what I'm estimating. So as we see this thing, almost a third of the time these graphics on screen, they're animating in and out, just making it more complicated for me to see what you're doing. And what I was saying about that little cool thing where you just go, okay, what's this little animation where their names plop up here? Check this out. Okay, Dutcher Silva. They both bump at the same time. I think this is the same error that they've got going on here with this thing here. It comes up here and then both of them go out and then that number goes afterwards. What's this number? That just bumps without Nadal's number going as well. Okay, so you might think that the animations just don't work. It gets even worse. When we go from one to the other thing, you think, okay, those go away, and then you see that come in, and you go, wait a second, this is another kind of graph. This graph goes up to 100%. So you think as it goes a bit further around, we're getting close to 100%. But this graph is a different kind of graph, and it goes all the way, both together they're 100%, but instead of being two things. So I've just learned how to work out what's going on with the previous circular kind of thing and reading that. And then they show me two different circles on the screen, but these aren't the same. They're not the same. It's not the same kind of circle graph. What's going on here? You've just trained me to read a circle, kind of a pie chart, but this is more of a pie chart, and it adds up to 100%. So Nadal got 23, but it's like that doesn't mean that 23 doesn't mean anything to me here at all. But then when it builds in this animation between the two of them, these ones animated nicely out, but these animate cumulatively. Let's go backwards. Can I do it frame by frame backwards here? Okay, you see they both animate around clockwise, but shouldn't the blue go in to the right and the white come this way and they meet at the right point? No, they just build up on top of each other. The animation gets even worse. Apart from the fact that this is a different style of circular graph, the numbers don't mean anything. The graph comes in, you think, okay, it's building up. But when you think backhand winners, okay, he had 3 backhand winners. If you're going to count to 3, what sequence of numbers would you go through to get to 3? If you're animating 3, you'd go, probably start at 0, and then say 1, and then say 2, and then say 3. It sounds so easy just to animate these numbers. Well, check out these numbers here. It comes in, and it says, oh, let's go back frame by frame. 7 backhands, no, he didn't get 7 backhands. 6 backhands, no. 5 backhands, no. 4 backhands, no. 3 backhands, yeah. So they actually count down from a random number down to the number of, is this in a perfect match he would have had 7 backhands, but he didn't? Like, were some of those unforced errors? Maybe it is. Maybe I'm only now just understanding what's going on. No, because his unforced errors come from 10 down. This might seem a bit weird that they're counting down. It gets even worse. I actually just cut one off here. Okay, so here we go. How many serve winners did Dutra Silva get? Here we go. He didn't get 3, he didn't get 4, he didn't get 3, no, he didn't get 2, he didn't get 1, he didn't get 0. Did he get -0? No, he didn't get -0, he got 0. And I'm just thinking, who made this animation? Why are things counting down to what they're doing via -0 serve winners? It's absolutely crazy. The worst thing about all of this is that this is a solved problem. You don't need to do these weird long 8-second animations to get into statistics panel, which is really badly designed, and you're looking and go, okay, this is the thing, and then down here, and then over here, oh, blue, which one's which? Oh, we're gonna go down here, then look back up here, and then down at the bottom, there's a number, and then a name, and then some names, then numbers, and which way around, all of these different kind of things. It's a solved problem. You don't need to do all of this. For example, at another tournament, here we go. Like, this is just one of the Budapest tournament. They're using the Challenger setup for the Challenger stream kind of thing. Check it out, really easy. If we go across, check out this from this is a screenshot from the German TV stream that I did here, and you can see this is really great because, you know, Vinci Sharapova, pictures, flags behind them, we know who it is, and check it out. On this side, everything on this side down here we know has got to do with Sharapova. Everything over here has got to do with Vinci. We know because it's right next to them and next to their face and underneath their name. And as you look down, okay, aces, this is great. This is, like I say, this is a solved problem. ATP, TV producers, live stream, world feed, whatever you call it, just do this. Just go back to what you were doing last year. Use the same TV output as the Challenger Tours. Whatever you want to go for, it's a solved problem. Don't try and be clever. Long animations, color-coded, blurry numbers, animating in and coming, not working, counting down to -0. Just get rid of it. Just do something like this. This is obviously the way it should be done. Anyway, that's it from me. Rant over.